What's up, Urban Acolyte family? My name is Prince, and I am an Urban Acolyte. And I wanted to take up the question regarding what the outcome of the new saga should be, or the new trilogy, in the wake of the passing of Carrie Fisher. And if you haven't heard, her mother, Debbie Reynolds, had a stroke and she passed this evening. This might be old news for you. At the time of the recording, it's only, I think the story came out about, or we found out about an hour ago, but I'm probably not going to post this video until the morning. So you guys probably heard about that by now. But, I feel some kind of way about talking about this. But, this is Star Wars chat, and this is the news that is going on in the Star Wars universe. So if you haven't heard, Carrie Fisher did rap on all of her scenes for Star Wars Episode 8. Now, of course, the film is in post-production now, and there's always the chance of them doing reshoots. I've heard from more than one source that filming or production for Episode 9 is going to begin in 2017. I reported in another video, I think last week, that the studios, from two different sources, the studios are going to start production in April 2017. Now, when they start filming that, I do not know. But like I said in that other video, you have the entire cast and crew on site, where if you need to do reshoots for Episode 8, you can do those while you film Episode 9. And this is kind of a response to the video my buddy Geekdom 101 posted yesterday on his channel, where he said this could make them have to go back and rewrite episodes 8 and 9. And that is the question that I want to ask all of you. Should they end the saga due to the passing of Carrie Fisher? Meaning, should they kill off the Princess Leia character and possibly end the Skywalker Saga, because you can't have a Princess Leia moving forward in the movies? And this is the reason why I asked this question, right? First off, we had the rumor, and Geekdom talked about this in his video, that Leia will be in a coma for parts of Episode 8. Now, if you've been on the channel, then you know that I did a video back in the spring where Daisy Ridley actually says, she said in a video that she wasn't sure if Rey is a Jedi, just because Rey is being trained by Luke and she'll be using Force abilities, because Leia isn't a Jedi, but she will use Force abilities in Episode 8. Now, the story around that, or I'll say the rumor around when Leia uses Force abilities, is that she's attacked by an assassin. I think I did a video on there was some blog that said that there's an assassin, a First Order assassin, who is dressed in a uniform similar to what the Inquisitors wear in Star Wars Rebels, right? That assassin injures Leia, and she uses Force abilities either to save her life or to protect herself after that attack, maybe to heal herself. We don't know the details of that, but there's the rumor that Leia is attacked by an assassin. She's badly injured, and she uses the Force in some kind of way, shape, or form, right? There's the question about, well, what do? You don't have a Carrie Fisher around for Episode 9. What if you need to reshoot scenes for Episode 8? And what is the story? See, this is the big thing, is we don't know the story. So maybe they don't need to rewrite the movie, or however the saga was going to end up. But Colin Trevorrow made statements earlier in 2016 where he said that he wanted Leia and Luke to both play big parts in Episode 9. Now, of course, Colin Trevorrow is supposedly directing Episode 9, but Rian Johnson is the one who's writing the script, right? He's written the script for Episode 8 and directing it, and then he will write the script for episode 9, and then he and J.J. Abrams will possibly play a big part in on the production team as far as helping Colin Trevorrow direct the film. That is, if he does indeed direct the film, right? So we don't know what the outcome of Leia was going to be in the first place, but based on the statement that Colin Trevorrow made, Leia was supposed to be around for episode 9. So the question is, do you shorten her scenes? Do you change things so that maybe Leia is a character, but you don't see her on screen? Or do you go the CGI route like they did with Tarkin in Rogue One, and you still have an active Leia who is CGI, and maybe you get Billie Lourd to stand in for her mother. That's hopefully nothing happens with Billie Lourd after losing her mother and grandmother in a 48-hour, or actually like a 24-hour period, right? That sucks. But what I think, it's hard to say this, but if Leia was going to be, it sucks because you kill off the Han Solo character in The Force Awakens. And I'm wondering, hindsight being 2020, would they have killed off Han Solo if they knew that, Carrie Fisher is going to expire in the middle of this of making this trilogy, right? Would you have killed off Han if you're possibly not going to have a Leia, right? But Han is gone. He's not coming back. He's not going to be a Force ghost. And now you don't have, like, Leia is literally off the table because Carrie Fisher is Princess Leia. You have the possibility where you could bring in another actress to play her, but unless you can clone her some kind of way, shape, or form, or get somebody to have a lot of plastic surgery and they can take on all her mannerisms and sound just like her, not going to happen. The fan base is not going to be pleased with a replacement Leia. The way they replaced the Oracle in the Matrix or Dumbledore in Harry Potter, you can't replace the big three, right? Going back and doing standalone films in the past with younger versions might be able to pull it off, but right now you can't pull it off. You can't do it. I mean, they can try, and I'll still go and see the movies, but people who are big fans of those characters are going to have issues with that, right? So what I think you either Leia doesn't survive the assassination attempt and you just have to reshoot those scenes during the reshoots, or she dies some kind of other way as a result of her injuries or complications, and then you don't really need to have her on screen to let her go. And I said with this in the saga, okay, so some people think this is going to be Kylo Ren is going to come back to the light, right? This is going to be a redemption story. The problem is, in part of the hero's journey is reconciliation with the father. Well, he killed his father. So does that make him irredeemable? Well, if there's reconciliation with the mother or some kind of meeting with the goddess, with Leia being the goddess or the reconciliatory parent, now you have a redemption arc possible for Kylo Ren. But if you literally take both of them off the table, Han and Leia, because they killed off the Han Solo character and Carrie Fisher is dead, then how is there a redemption for Kylo Ren? Following the model of the hero's journey, right? They can find other ways, but the Star Wars saga films follow that formula set by Joseph Campbell, right? Even when we look at Rey, even when we look at Finn, that formula is present in both of those characters. And if you say they aren't, well, I'm not going to call you stupid, but I'm just going to say that you're not paying close enough attention. Maybe you need to go and actually read Joseph Campbell and then rewatch the movies and rewatch the original trilogy as well, right? And you can also rewatch the prequels and look at what happens with the hero who doesn't follow their calling the way they're supposed to be. They become the tyrant, which is what happens with Anakin Skywalker. He descends and becomes the tyrant, right? And then there's some Faustian stuff going on between him and Palpatine as well, especially if you read the non-canon novelization of Revenge of the Sith, because that, unfortunately, the novelization of the movie is no longer canon, but it has excellent scenes. The dialogue is longer, and it's like just the way that Palpatine straight up twists Anakin and literally takes him to the top of the temple, shows him the world, and offers it up to him, and Anakin accepts, is like straight biblical. Like I said, it's straight Faustian, literally making a deal with the devil, right? And I see that happening with Kylo Ren. I see this saga really being about taking down Snoke in the First Order, and Kylo Ren's ascent. This is him learning to become the tyrant, learning to become the villain. And all I can say is Kathleen Kennedy, Disney, and the Lucasfilm Story Group are going to have a lot to talk about in their meeting in January when they discuss, is this going to be the end of the saga? And will we go ahead and start doing standalone films the way that Marvel and Disney are doing? And what I would really like to see, and I've teased this in numerous videos, I know I've had a lot of new subscribers this month, like 8,000 subscribers this month. Go and check out those videos I did about Kylo Ren and the Return of the Sith. I think that Kylo Ren and Snoke, they're going to reach a point where they part, and Kylo Ren could bring back the Sith. Literally, the Sith have a history in the expanded universe or legends of growing and then disappearing and then reappearing and disappearing and reappearing. And if that trend continues, well, first off, we've got to establish that in the past that was canon, right? We don't know what happened with the Sith in canon. We just know that Darth Bane started the Bane Order of Sith. He rose from the ashes or emerged victorious on a mountain of dead bodies of past Sith Lords with this rule of two, right? And then that ended with Vader and Palpatine. And all I've been saying in those other videos is that somehow Kylo Ren, being a student of the Force and a fanboy, I mean, you can't blame him. Darth Vader's his grandfather, that he stumbles upon Sith holocron, ancient Sith knowledge. I mean, he already knows about Malachor by his lightsaber. Maybe he goes to Mustafar, to Darth Vader's castle, and unlocks those dark side secrets that are buried there, because Palpatine had that castle built there by design, but apparently there's some history either with the dark side or with the Sith. And I have to say those separate, because we're learning about other branches of Force users, other sects, SECTS, other schools, if you want to use that word, of Force users, other ways of understanding the Force. And I firmly believe that Supreme Leader Snoke comes from some other school, some other group. He's not a Sith, obviously. It's already been stated numerous times by the story group. But if that collapses, if that goes down, you still got Kylo Ren, and he's not the main bad guy. He's the enforcer. And if he doesn't die, if he doesn't go out, maybe it's a redemption, but it's a false redemption. He's still looking to turn dark. And many people feel that with the death of Han Solo, the murder of his father, he is an irredeemable character. And I would love to see standalone films that continue to set that story up. The Return of the Sith, the rebuilding of the Jedi Order by Rey, possibly Finn. I know some people leave in the comments that there shouldn't be that many Jedi. There should only be a limited number. But it's already been stated in the junior novel of The Force Awakens that there is a generation of children of the Force who need to be trained, right? So Rey might be extremely gifted. She might be some kind of Force prodigy. They could be setting her up to be the Grandmaster of a new Jedi Order, or she could be something even greater than the Grandmaster of the Jedi Order, because the material says that she's going to play a larger role in the fate of the galaxy and what's going on with the Force, right? But there are other people who will become Jedi if they continue to progress and expand this universe going forward. Not to say that they can't also go back and cover the old Republic. Like I said, we could end up with having 2 Star Wars films coming out a year for until the market is saturated and people are sick of seeing Star Wars. And if you look at Marvel, hey, they've been going for what, like Marvel and Disney, this thing's been going for what, like 10 years, 11 years now, and we still got what, phase 3 or phase 4. So yeah, I think that they could be running for the next 20 years at least. But that's all I want to talk about on this one. I've rambled on enough. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Carrie Fisher's passing should mark an end of this saga, and that they should find another way of telling this story of the galaxy moving forward? Do you think that they should kill off the Leia character completely in episode 8 and we'll just have to see what's in store for us in 9? So let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll be checking back to see what you guys have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Make the commitment to using your love for Star Wars to improve yourself and to better your community in 2017. Make sure you continue to support the channel. Check out some of the other videos that I have posted here. Go back and check out those Kylo Ren videos for sure. But that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the Force be with you always.